Watch the entire video, my lovely viewers, from start to finish, to get the whole thing. Without wasting much of your time, let's get right into it. Hi lovely viewers, it's me again, your one and only Mutati Mpundu. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time on my channel, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel by hitting the subscribe button down below. Turn the bell icon to join the notification squad. Don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment. Tell me what you think about this video in the comment section below. I'll be super glad to hear from you lovely viewers.
We make a clarion call to all our fellow citizens, the Zambian citizens, to defend the Constitution, to defend our homeland, to defend our country. Yes. It is increasingly becoming clear that Mr. Hichilema and the UPND government are adamant about effecting constitutional changes against your will, against the will of the people of this country, and against their participation. Time has come. Time has come for you, the people of our homeland, to rise up. Yes. To rise up. To rise up and defend the constitutional reform process of this country. Time has come for you to rise up and defend our country. Defend our only homeland. We pledge to stand with the people. We pledge to lead and defend the people against the UPND government's undemocratic maneuvers. We call upon our security forces, our defense forces, the police, the intelligence services, and the military to remain loyal to the Constitution. I repeat, we call upon the security forces of our homeland, the police, the intelligence services, and the military to defend the Constitution and to defend the people of our homeland, the masses of Zambia. Not to defend individuals, not to remain loyal to individual politicians. Whether in government today or in opposition today, we commend the immediate past Zambia Army Commander, Lieutenant General Dennis Stadi Alibuzwi, for upholding the Army's non-partisan character. His valedictory remarks serve as a warning against any attempts to politicize the security services. To our fellow citizens in uniform, the men and women in uniform, we urge you to reject any unconstitutional orders to suppress peaceful demonstrations, to suppress peaceful actions by your fellow citizens. The right to peaceful protest and other actions in defense of democracy in defense of the Constitution are enshrined in our Constitution and must be protected at all costs. The people are supreme. And all forms of political struggle are open to them, whatever they may be. If it's protests that they deem appropriate, protests will be there. If it's demonstrations they deem appropriate, demonstrations will be there. If boycotts are deemed appropriate, boycotts will be there. So the people will decide what form of struggle they will adopt. And all forms of struggle remain open. And those who think they can dictate to our people how they should protest, how they should demonstrate, how they should resist, they are cheating themselves. Those who think people should be told on how to be annoyed and how to express their anger are cheating themselves. When people are annoyed, it's only them who can control how they express themselves. It's not Mr. Hakainde, it's not the Inspector General of Police, it's not even the courts. The people themselves will decide what to do. And let no one deceive himself or herself. They will not get away with it.
I've learned a little bit of Bemba from my friends. And one phrase I've learned is, Nali kwebele tabulapo. You heard from our statement that there have been attempts at reforming our Constitution. And every time there's been that attempt, it has been supported by a legal framework. And I'm happy to stand here as Mr. Bill 10. And I'm happy today to remind Zambians what I said in October 2020, when I said the ghost of Bill 10 will haunt you, Hakainde Hichilema. It has come to haunt him. You will recall that when we started Bill 10, it was not a year before elections. It was only a year after elections. And we came up with a legal framework. We ended up with the NDF, where Professor Mwanalushi was chair. There were more than 700 participants in that. And when Haimbe started the process in 2022, he wrote to us, in 2022, he wrote to us in the PF and said, can you advise on how we should go about this? And our answer was simple, one sentence. Your threshold must beat the PF threshold. Because you quarreled and said the PF did not consult. You consult better. And the issue here is that we cannot accept a process which is not protected by a legal framework. We also can't accept a process which we know is being done only a few months before elections for the sake of elections. The only issues Hakainde is talking about in the amendment of the Constitution are to do with elections, not the governance of the country. And that's where our problem lies. We indeed, as Zambians, would like to have a constitution that meets the aspirations of the majority Zambians. And because of that, the majority Zambians must be given an opportunity to participate in coming up with their constitution. If the constitution is going to be written by men and women who are contradicting themselves of the content and process, then you know that Zambians are about to be shortchanged. And this is the reason why we stand here. And the lady who asked about a war, I think we've already made it clear. President Membe said something which I want to amplify. The will of the people can never ever be overridden by an individual. And in case Hakainde has forgotten, this country has been ruled before by stronger men than him. Stronger men than him ruled this country. People who can claim to have contributed through life to liberate this country. But they could not stop the will of the people. And here the will of the people must be expressed. And speaking to you fellow Zambians, we are only but volunteers. We are willing to put our lives for the sake of this country. But alone we will not do it. This is the reason why we make the clarion call for all of us to stand up. Yes. That one who asked about youths, if you look at all of us here, what is it that we're struggling for? Are you sure Sakwiba wants a house? Are you sure Fred Membe wants a car? Are you sure Ernest Mansa wants an education? No. We do it because all of us gathered here know that we are phasing out. But we want our names to be written on the right side of history. We want that our children will stand up and say, my grandfather, Fred Membe, my grandfather, Ernest Mwansa, my grandmother stood up and defended our constitution against Hakainde's ill motives. So stand up and join us.
Since we didn't have that many questions, I'll extend an invitation to somebody who is not at a high table, but I know because we fought issues of the Constitution together when we were in some party. I forget which party that was. Which party was that?
I forgot it as well.
You forgot. We were in some party together. We forgot yeah.
Thank you, Chair. I just felt that something that is on my heart, which I think is important, especially in the light of the questions that were asked there. And I think we need to clarify this very, very clearly. Maybe because we have, most of the journalists are young people, sometimes you come to the stage of working after certain things have happened of importance that you may not be aware of. Let me say this. Is it a lie or is it true that the UPND party rejected Bill 10? Is it not true? It's true. Why did they reject Bill 10? They said the people were not consulted. Which people were not consulted?
We the people.
Why does it not apply now? It means there's no consistency in the argument that was made then. Is it not true that one of the reasons why up to this day we do not even have an updated Bill of Rights is because UPND rejected? I'm now addressing myself to you, our younger colleagues, the journalists. And I can safely say this to you. I was deputy president of UPND. This gentleman here was deputy president of UPND. Okay? So nobody can tell us about UPND. It was built over these shoulders. It was built on these shoulders. We founded UPND until some mischievous individuals decided they wanted the other way. Okay? Just understand that. We did not display any tribalism. He's a Lozi guy, I'm a Nyika guy. When we supported Anderson Mazoka, a Tonga from Monze, it was not because of his tribe. And this is not about tribe. This is about the rights of the citizens of this country. And in particular, you, the young generation, you, the Gen Z. So I want to make this appeal to you. This should be your fight, not ours. We should be exiting. It is your turn. Whatever goes wrong now, you will have to face it, and your children and your grandchildren will be long gone. I hope that you remember, UPND rejected two things, the Bill of Rights as well as the Bill 10. So in the same method, the same procedure should be done. And any time you want to change the Constitution, there is a bill. Some of you remember the NCC bill, National Constitutional Council. That was by law, so that you know the rules, you know how to approach it, you know the content. Because the framework protects the content. I hope that clarifies some of your questions.
In closing, I'll ask President Membe and also Bishop Mpundu to talk about that issue, the last one, which was about, was it war or something like that? Don't know who will start.
Let me. Very simple. Zambia is a peaceful country. We do not believe in war. We believe in dialogue. And if we look at the history of how we've advanced, it's been through dialogue. Anyone who suggests these terrible, horrible things of war, of terror, or whatever form, that is evil. No, we're here, we're peaceful people. And that's a path we must pursue always. Remember what our psalm reminds us, 133, verse 1, how good it is for brethren, all of us, to dwell together in unity. That's what we're about. And so what we're advocating is peaceful way of just forget about the amendment at this time until after the next election, and we will do it peacefully. We, the people, believe in peace, believe in justice, believe in righteousness. That's what we believe, not war.
Takwabo Muvomfi, who sets up his own conditions of service. Conditions of service are set by the employee with the employer. What Mr. Kainde is trying to do is to change the conditions of his service, of his employment, alone, without consultations, without the participation of the employer. You cannot do that. The Constitution sets the conditions under which Mr. Kainde will serve as president, under which every politician in this country will serve. The politicians alone cannot write the Constitution of this country, cannot amend the Constitution of this country. And the politician is not the only leader in this country. We have other leaders. We have the religious leaders, they are authentic leaders in their own right. We have the traditional leaders, they are authentic leaders in their own right. We have the business leaders. We have the professionals. We have those in the trade unions, in the cooperatives, and so on. They have a say. They are the ultimate employers of the politician or anybody who wants to serve the public. There's no way Mr. Hichilema and his friends can write or amend the Constitution of this country. Thank
you very much. To summarize what the two have said, and in fact all of us have said, on the question of war, get this very clear. we, the people of Zambia, will not allow Mr. Hakainde to bring war to this country by forcing a constitution on us. Thank you.
This is DJ Mutati exclusive.
Alright, that's all for you today, lovely viewers. If you did enjoy the video, please don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about the video you just watched in the comment section below. I'll be super glad to hear from you, lovely viewers. Once again, I go by the name of Mutati Mpundu. I love you, peace, I gotta go.